الله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها المزمل قم الليل إلا قليلا نصفه أو انقص منه قليلا أو زد عليه ورتل القرآن ترتيلا إنا سنلقي عليك قولا ثقيلا إن ناشئة الليل هي أشد وطئا وأقوم مقيلا إن لك في النهار سبحا طويلا واذكر اسم ربك وتبتل إليه تبتيلا. صدق الله العظيم.
MashaAllah, thank you, Brother Abdullah, for that loaded recitation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase your efforts and give us all the tawfiq we can listen to the recitation of the Holy Quran more and also be able to memorize it, inshallah. So, to continue on, since it is the month of Rabiul Awwal, I'd like to mention hadith from Minhaj-ul-Quran, written by Hazrat Sayyidi Shaykh al-Islam, Dr. Muhammad Tahir al-Qadhi, and in it states, according to Anas bin Malik, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, is I am the first of them to come forth from the grave, and I will be their leader when they go into congregation. I will be their spokesman when they will be quiet. I will be their intercessor when they will be checked, and I will be their best bringer of glad tidings when they are in the moment of despair. Nobility and the keys of paradise will be in my hands on that day of judgment, for I am the noblest of the children of Adam in the sight of my Lord. 1,000 servants will circle around me that day as if they are concealed eggs or scattered particles. And this is reported in Al-Tirmidhi and Al-Darimi. So this pretty much explains that the Holy Prophet ﷺ will be our intercessor on the day of judgment. And inshallah, we can try to do the best as we can and be the best Muslims we can to try to practice teaching, inshallah. So recitation of the Holy Quran was mentioned. Now we can go on to Nasheed and praising our beloved Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. And for that, I would like our guest speaker and our guest Nasheed Khan to go ahead and start with the Nasheed. Shoaib Khan.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. मेरे बाप नबी करीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम की शान में तस्मीह अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला मुहम्मद व अला आलिहि व सल्लम अजमईन. या अल्लाह मेरे पढ़ने की बातों से बरकत अता कबूल मंजूर फरमा रब्बुल आलमीन. دم کے ترانے گنگناتی تھی ابھی جبرائیل اترے بھی نہ تھے کعبے کے منبر سے کہ اتنے میں صدا آئی یہ عبداللہ کے گھرانے سے خوشی ہے آمنہ کے لال کے تشریف لانے کی خوشی ہے آمنہ کے لال کس قیامت ہے یہ کیسی چمن آرائی ہے ہر طرف پھول مہکتے ہیں بہار آئی ہے خوشی ہے آمنہ کے لال کے تشریف لانے کی میلاد کی رتیاں دھوم یہ تھی ایک راج تمہارا آوت ہے میلاد کی رتیاں دھوم یہ تھی ایک راج تمہارا آوت ہے لولاک کا سہرا سرسوحت وہ احمد پیارا آوت ہے ماذا خطا تجیلا میں سوارا آوت ہے میلاد کی رتیاں دھوم یہ تھی ایک راج دعوت ہے انہوں نے کہا جب رب نے کہا ماشاء اللہ محبوب ہمارا آوت ہے جبرائیل امین کہتے چلے اے عرشیوں تم رے بھاگ جگے تعظیم کو سب ہو جاؤ کھڑے سردار ہمارا آوت ہے یاسی کی چمک ہے داستان میں تاہا کا کرشمہ ماکھن میں والفجر کا جلوہ کاندن پہ وہ عرش کا تارا آوت ہے باتوں میں سبحان اللہ سبحان اللہ سبحان اللہ کتنے جانیاں سبحان اللہ سبحان یہ آج پہلی بار میں یہاں پڑھ رہا ہوں، امید آپ لوگ کو اچھی لگے گی۔ دلوں سے مٹاتا ہے محمد نام ایسا، دلوں سے مٹاتا ہے محمد نام ایسا، نگر اجڑے بساتا ہے محمد نام ایسا، ان کے نام سے پائی فقیروں نے شہنشاہی، ان کے نام سے پائی فقیروں نے شہنشاہی، خدا سے بھی ملاتا ہے محمد نام ایسا ہے، خدا سے بھی ملاتا ہے محمد نام ایسا ہے، محبت کے کمل کھلتے ہیں ان کو یاد کرنے سے، محبت کے کمل کھلتے ہیں ان کو یاد کرنے سے، بڑی خوشبو ملاتا ہے محمد نام ایسا ہے، درودوں کی مہک سے محفل آباد رہتی ہے، درودوں کی آباد رہتی ہے، میری نعتیں سجاتا ہے محمد نام سجاتا ہے محمد نام ایسا ہے، میاں انہی کے نام کے صدقے ملی آدم کو بھی معافی، انہی کے نام کے صدقے فلک پر جگ مگاتا ہے محمد نام ایسا ہے، فلک پر جگ مگاتا ہے محمد نام ایسا ہے، دلوں سے غم مٹاتا ہے محمد نام ایسا ہے، اگر اجڑے بساتا ہے محمد
MashaAllah, thank you, Brother Sharif Khansab, for that melodious nasheed on our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you more barakah and give us all tawfiq where we can keep on listening to his beloved words and the recitations on our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, especially during this month of Rabiul Awwal, inshallah. So before our main guest speaker, we have a Minhaj Youth League sister, Sister Amina Sheikh. She will be doing a brief talk over the seerah of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So without any delay, she can go ahead and begin. I believe the microphone is already open.
Assalamu alaikum. Tonight. Tonight my speech will be on the blessed infancy of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Holy Prophet's parents lived in Medina and were free from all evils of their society. They were noble and pious and never worshipped idols. Since Prophet Muhammad Muhammad's father died before his birth, the Holy Prophet's grandfather Abdul Muttalib took him upon his birth to the Kaaba and thanked Almighty Allah for his great favor of his deceased son Abdullah. The people around Kaaba asked Abdul Muttalib, "What have you named your grandson?" He replied, "Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the most praised one." It was a new name to the people at that time. The people asked, "Why did you name your grandson that?" Abdul Muttalib replied, "I am sure that my grandson will be praised through the heavens and earth." This saying of Abdul Muttalib is the greatest truth in the world. On the seventh day after the birth of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his grandfather Abdul Muttalib invited his tribe and leading personalities of the town. He sacrificed an animal and arranged a big feast. This is called the Holy Prophet's Aqiqah, subhanallah. It was a custom of the time that the rich people would send their newborn babies to the rural areas to be cared for by nursemaids. The main reason behind this custom was to provide the children with a healthy atmosphere and so that they could learn the proper language. When Sayyidina Amina radiallahu anha accepted Sayyidina Halima Sa'diya to take the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to experience desert living, Sayyidina Halima Sa'diya became happy. On the 8th day, our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was given in the care of Sayyidina Halima Sa'diya. She belonged to a tribe called Banu Sa'd. She was very noble and a pleasant woman. When the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam entered the family of Halima Sa'diya, Almighty Allah blessed her with prosperity. Many blessings occurred there because of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The house of Sayyidina Halima Sa'diya was always filled with light. She did not need to light lanterns in her house. The whole area had a beautiful fragrance to it. One day, Sayyidina Halima Sa'diya said to one of her friends, "By Allah, I have never lit a fire for light during the night, nor have I lit a candle. All night my house glows from the light radiated by the illuminated face of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. People would come to the house of Sayyidina Halima Sa'diya. She would rest the hands of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam on them, and they would instantly be cured. So the angels would rock his cradle. Even the moon would move in response to the movement of the plane of the Prophet. Subhanallah. The Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam stayed with Sayyidina Halima for 5 years. A very important incident took place at the end of this period. One day, our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was out with his foster brothers. They were looking after the sheep and goats. Sayyidat Halima's son returned to her, and he was frightened. He reported to his mother that two extremely good-looking, white-dressed young men took Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to the top of a hill. She thought that ghosts might have captured the child. She ran outside of her home to find him. Our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told her calmly, "Two men took me to the top of the hill and made me lie on my back. They then opened my chest from the navel through the throat to the throat. They took out my heart, split it into two, and they took a black piece from it. Then they washed my heart with Zamzam water, filled my heart with light and knowledge, and placed it back into my chest." Sayyidah Halima Sa'diya radiallahu anha was very worried, and therefore she took the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam back to Sayyidah Amina radiallahu anha and told her about the incident. When she heard about the event, Sayyidah Amina radiallahu anha said very peacefully, "Don't worry, my son is blessed by Almighty Allah. You will see that this child of mine will gain a very great status. He will shine like the sun." After this, she said, "Let him remain with me now, so that I may look after him myself." Inshallah, the other events of the childhood of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam will be discussed tomorrow. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ.
MashaAllah, thank you, Sister Amina, for that talk over the seerah of the Prophet Muhammad. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put more barakah in your efforts and give us all the tawfiq we can gain more knowledge and also be able to take the knowledge and speak it to other people, inshallah, in our future. So without ado, I'd like to invite our scholar, Dr. Imam Faranjan Saab, and he's going to go over and give us some more brief talk about Prophet Muhammad.
الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى سيما محمدا المصطفى وعلى آله المجتبى وأصحابه نجوم الهدى وأولياء أمته ذوي التقى إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد وبارك وسلم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل بفضل الله وبرحمته فبذلك فليفرحوا هو خير مما يجمعون وقال الله سبحانه وتعالى في مقام آخر وذكرهم بأيام الله صدق الله العلي العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك لمن الشاهدين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Indeed, it's a great, great blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon all of us that we have been witnessing one more time in our life this blessed month of Rabiul Awwal. Alhamdulillah. There is no doubt about that the month of Rabiul Awwal is the greatest blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because the arrival of his beloved Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and our own Nabi Akhirul Zaman sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the greatest ni'mat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is no doubt about that. And there is a very valid reason to celebrate this blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as Allah himself, he commanded us in the Quran, and I recited that ayah from Surah Yunus to you, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he talks about his blessings and his rahmah, and he said that let all the mu'mineen rejoice it. Let all the mu'mineen celebrate it. So the celebration of the greatest ni'mat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes directly from the Quran. قُلْ بِفَضْلِ اللَّهِ وَبِرَحْمَتِهِ فَبِذَلِكَ فَلْيَفْرَحُوا. Indeed, we have the Quran as the book of guidance that continue to guide millions and billions of people from the time of our Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and to all the times to come. But how did we receive and through whom we received the Quran, the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The Sahib Quran, the Quran revealed on him is our own beloved Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So if on one hand we are celebrating the revelation of the Quran, so on the other hand we are celebrating the life, the arrival, the advent of our Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, on whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the Quran. قُلْ بِفَضْلِ اللَّهِ وَبِرَحْمَتِهِ فَبِذَلِكَ فَلْيَفْرَحُوا. So this is number one reason to celebrate the arrival of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to this world. Number two, this month and these days, they are some special days, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in other ayat of the Quran that I have recited, he commanded us that we should remind ourselves about the days of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It says, وَذَكِّرْهُمْ بِأَيَّامِ اللَّهِ. Remind them the days of Allah, ayyamullah. So like the month of Ramadan is ayyamullah. The days of the Hajj is ayyamullah. Many other special days in Islam, they are all ayyamullah. And what could be the greatest ayyamullah than coming of our Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? So whenever you celebrate during this month of Rabiul Awwal the coming of our Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that will also you follow the ayat of the Quran, وَذَكِّرْهُمْ بِأَيَّامِ اللَّهِ. Remind them the days of Allah subhanahu. We talk about the seerah, the life of our Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam every day, almost every day, in all the months, all 12 months. But there are some exclusive narrations about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that we talk only in the month of Rabiul Awwal, because they are very relevant to this month. Just like this talk of the seerah, when our sister, mashallah, she was mentioning beautifully about the birth of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, about his upbringing in the hands of Hazrat Halima Sa'diya radiallahu ta'ala anha, and the place of Hazrat Halima Sa'diya, the tribe of Halima Sa'diya, the location of that, and many people, they are getting so many blessings from our Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So these types of the stories usually you do not hear. So whenever the month of Rabiul Awwal is coming, then you have the reminders of all those stories. So these are exclusively mentioning about our Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it is related to وَذَكِّرْهُمْ بِأَيَّامِ اللَّهِ. Remind them the days of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Today is the first day of our series, so most of the points will be like opening remarks. Why we are celebrating these days and why there is a need to organize these events and these programs in the month of Rabiul Awwal. The seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is so important to understand the Quran also. The understanding of the Quran is not complete if we are not studying the seerah and the blessed life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There are several ayat of the Quran. They talk about the different stages, the different events from the historical perspective about Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the Quran. Subhanallah, I was listening to the tilawat of the Quran in the Isha prayer just tonight in Salat al-Isha, when your beloved Imam, he was reciting those ayat of the Quran. In the first rak'ah, whatever he recited, it was all about our Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Subhanallah. And they were the ending ayat of Surah Fatah, Inna Fatahna Laka Fatham Mubina. And you know, there is a whole background of this Surah Fatah, the victory. So if we are not aware about the background of this surah, we cannot appreciate, we cannot realize, we cannot enjoy the whole meanings of the surah, the whole message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and what victory Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about, at what occasion it was revealed, and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is ending the surah Fatah with that mentioning that was recited in the first rak'ah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is the messenger of Allah. Now this part of the ayah is also completing our very first creed of Islam, the very first shahada of Islam, the basic shahada of Islam. There are only two parts of the shahada. The first part is La ilaha illallah, and the second part is Muhammadur Rasulullah. One of our shuyukh used to say that when our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he started preaching his mission and he said La ilaha illallah. He said to all the people, Qulu La ilaha illallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the revealed this, and he said also say Muhammadur Rasulullah. Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. So these two parts of the ayah, they are completing our basic kalima shahada. Subhanallah. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is admiring not only Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in this ayah, but is also admiring Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, Hazrat Umar Farooq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, Hazrat Sayyidina Usman Ghani radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, Hazrat Sayyidina Ali Murtaza radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. All Khulafai Rashidin have been mentioned in this ayat. After Muhammad Rasulullah, وَالَّذِينَ مَعَهُ. According to some Mufassirin of the Quran, who are الَّذِينَ مَعَهُ? On the top list is Siddiq Akbar, Hazrat Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala. Because he never left the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companionship and his company the day he accepted Islam. And as you know, he is the first man who accepted Islam on the blessed hands of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he is وَالَّذِينَ مَعَهُ. And look how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is praising. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is admiring. What do we do in the Milad? This is all praise about our Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the praise of the Sahaba Kiram ridwanullahi ta'ala alayhim ajma'in. That is called Madah. So Madah and the praise is right there in the Quran. Look at this ayah, Muhammadur Rasulullah وَالَّذِينَ مَعَهُ. This is the Milad that is recited by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is revealed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran. So وَالَّذِينَ مَعَهُ is Hazrat Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Ashidda'u 'alal kuffar. And they are on the top list. Otherwise, in the same list after Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, all the Sahaba, those who were in the company of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they are included. But on the top list is Hazrat Abu Bakr. The second one, Ashidda'u 'alal kuffar. The other Sahaba, they are tough against those people who deny the truth, who deny the faith. So they are tough against those people. And according to the tafsir of this part, Hazrat Sayyidina Farooq Azam, Hazrat Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he is on the top list. But this is the quality of all the Sahaba Ikram ridwanullahi ta'ala when it comes to defend Islam, when it comes to talk about the truth and the reality and the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they are not compromising anything with the deen or with the matter of deen. Ashidda'u 'alal kuffar. That is the second type of the quality of Sahaba Ikram ridwanullahi ta'ala ajma'in. The third one is Ruhama'u bainahum. The Sahaba Ikram, they are very much merciful among each other. They are dealing with all other Muslims with mercy, with compassion. So this is the quality Hazrat Usman al-Ghani radiallahu ta'ala anhu, the third Khalif Hazrat Usman radiallahu ta'ala anhu. He is known for his mercy and for his rahmah and compassion. So Ruhama'u bainahum, it goes for Hazrat Usman and the other Sahaba Kiram radiallahu ta'ala, they come under that. تراهم ركعا سجدا يبتغون فضلا من الله ورضوانا. The more who is in the devotional prayers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, voluntary ibadat, extra nawafil, extra ibadat, tilawat of the Quran, fasting, the most, that was the quality of spirituality of Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala. And you see that all spiritual tariqah, they all are going back to Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala, most of them. So spirituality is the quality of Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala. So these all Sahaba Kiram ridwanullahi ta'ala admired in this ayah. So we need to understand the background of this ayah in order to understand the Quran, in order to understand the message of the Quran. So this is the reason that we have to focus on the seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So what happens that we are very much busy in our lives, in the other days, in the other months. So we have been listening, but we are not focusing on the seerah of our beloved Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this is the right occasion because it is so relevant. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the Quran and He sent the Sahib Quran in this month, so this is a greater connection and deep connection that you have been listening about the seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in this month. So this is your course on the seerah during these 12 days, inshallah. I was also thinking, and this is my humble suggestion, that inshallah in future, how can we involve many our youth and many other all families and the parents, that inshallah in addition to these speeches and the nasheed, we can also make some competitions on the topic of the seerah. When they have some speeches, when they have some essay writings, or if this is a digital time or technology, they can make PowerPoint presentation. They can make slides on different aspects of the seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then there could be a quiz competition. We have the Islamic quiz, and we can divide into 3 different levels. One for elementary level, when our small children, they can participate. One is middle school level, and one is high school level. And all the audience who will be listening to those questions, Islamic quiz, so they are also increasing their knowledge and their information about the seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is our very traditional way of learning. And I remember my days, in our childhood, in our youth, there were many competitions in the seerah about those quizzes and all that, and we used to make a lot of preparation. And because of that preparation, we were reading so many books on the seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So that could be another, inshallah, very good way of interaction and attachment. Then, when you relate these circumstances that we are living in right now, what is going on around the world, about the suffering of our own Muslim people, about the atrocities on many Muslims in many parts of the world. So you remember that how our beloved Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he would deal with this situation, with these circumstances. What was the response of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to this suffering of the people? Right? He is وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. He is a mercy for all the world. So why he is not merciful for his own people? And for that reason, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed that ayat of the Quran, لَقَدْ جَاءَكُمْ رَسُولٌ مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ عَزِيزٌ عَلَيْهِ مَا عَنِتُّمْ. So take this part of the seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and try to apply in our own lives so that we can respond to all those happenings and all those unfortunate things that are taking place in the Muslim Ummah. So what is this quality of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Azizun alayhi ma anittum. he is very much concerned about all the suffering of the people. So we should be reflecting this great seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in our lives when we are concerned about many Muslim people, Muslim brothers, sisters, Muslim families, Muslim children, those who are going through a lot of pain and suffering and atrocities and zulm and injustice and whatnot. So Azizun alayhim anittum. So these occasions also remind us about the great aspect of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Bil mu'minina raufur rahim, and he is compassionate and he is merciful. The last point, we should also try to learn from these all 12 days, inshallah, some specific things from the beautiful teachings of our Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. For example, I would like to make today, and I will speak only 2 minutes on that, the family values in Islam. The Islamic values regarding to the family. What is the family structure in Islam? What are the family values in Islam? What is the relationship? What is the family ties? How to maintain it? What is the reward to maintain it? What is the punishment and warnings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and from our Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam about those people who are not maintaining their family relations. This is a very, very important topic, very serious topic, and unfortunately some of us are not doing well in that area, in that field when it comes to the family relations. So this is the right time to learn about Islamic family values, so that inshallah we learn in these occasions, in these programs, and then we make a promise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, since this is the beginning of the blessed month of Rabiul Awwal, this is the month of our Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his beautiful teachings, he taught us all those values in Islam related to the family. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whatever I have been doing wrong in that regard, I am promising to Allah I'm going to quit all the wrong things, inshallah. I am trying to change myself, and I will bring the positive change into my own family, into my life, and I make dua for all the Muslim families, that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring peace, harmony, love, compassion, mercy in each and every Muslim family, inshallah. Allahumma ameen. So the first of all is the respect and honor for the parents. This is the topmost when it comes to the family ties and the family relations. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said in the Quran. He said that these are your parents, they are the ones that who nourished you, and they are the reason for you to come in this world. You are here in this world because of your parents. So you should be very much obedient and kind to them, and if your father or the mother, both or one of them, they are alive, and sometimes they are saying anything that may be annoyed to you, you are being annoyed, but still do not say uff. فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا. It is a great blessing for those people whose parents are still alive and they have the great opportunity to serve them, right? To serve them. So take it as a source of the blessing and the mercy and the rahmah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So respect of the parents. Then the relationship between husband and wife, between the spouses. There are certain rights of the wife, there are certain rights of the husband. And if both of them, they are fulfilling those rights and the duties, so then inshallah there will be no problem or no difficulty or no hardship in any Muslim family. Then the relationship between the parents and the children. So these are all the right timing to learn about all those family values in Islam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept and grant his approval to all our humble efforts. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make our community, make our families, make the entire ummah that has the love and compassion to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase our love to him and to his messenger Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, through this month of Rabiul Awwal, inshallah. And the nasheed, basically, they are also the great source of increasing the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They are touching to your heart, and they are also not new. There is a professor in America, his name is Professor Suleiman Nayan. By the way, he recently passed away, but he is American-born professor, and he studied the seerah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And I was reading his article, a very long article, and he pointed out that what is the importance and why do we need to celebrate all these occasions of the seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the name of Milad in the month of Rabiul Awwal, right? And he said that in American context it's very important, because in Muslim countries there are many occasions that people they get the chance to listen about the seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but it's very difficult to listen in America. So those mashallah organizations, those who are conducting this program and organizing this program, this is very important for our children, for our families, so that we can increase our knowledge, and through that knowledge we increase the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So that was a very important comment from that scholar, Professor Suleiman Nayan, and he also said that this poetry, the nasheed or naat or praise, it was right from the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hazrat Hassan bin Sabit radiyallahu ta'ala, for example, Hazrat Ka'ab bin Zuhair, Hazrat Abdullah bin Rawaha, Ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'in, and several Sahaba, Ridwanullahi ta'ala ajma'in. Then look at Imam Azam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi alayh. He has composed several pieces of the poetry as a naat in the praise of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You will find Hazrat Imam Shafi rahmatullahi alayh, Hazrat Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, Hazrat Imam Malik, many great scholars of Islam. They have praised our Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because they are all the sources of the increase of the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us all the tawfiq, inshallah. Ameen wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillah rabbil alamin.
Assalamu alaikum, and thank you, Allama Zafar Sahab. MashaAllah, Dr. Sahab has given a phenomenal speech. One thing is that this the month of Rabiul Awwal, and especially the Mawlud program is very important. Make some niyyah before you come to this program, and whatever the niyyah you have, Allah Ta'ala will give it to you. Let me tell you, this is not the belief of the Muslim, but it's also a belief of non-Muslims as well. I repeat that story every year to the people who are new to us. But one thing is from Quran, and Dr. Saab can tell us, Abu Lahab, he was, of course, he was one of the relatives of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he turned out to be enemy. And after, when he was alive, on the birth of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his khadima gave the news that he had a nephew born, and he was so excited and he was so happy at that time. And at the birth of Rasulullah, with these two fingers, he just told her that you are free from my sight. As a reward of the birth of my nephew, I'm letting you go. You are free from my sight. And when he died, one of the uncle of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Hazrat Abbas radiallahu anhu, he had a dream. He had a dream in which he saw Abu Lahab, that he asked him, how is he doing? He said that I am in a great health and I am in a very bad shape. But when the day of Monday comes in, from my two fingers, the springs, fountains comes out, and I quench my thirst because of that. And because of this history, this is narrated by Hazrat Abbas, and it has been described by Rasulullah and other prophets and Sahaba Ikram. So it's a very important thing that was that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for the blessing and the khushi and the happiness of the birth of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah ta'ala give him reward to quench his thirst in the Jahannam with the fountains that came out of his two fingers. All right. So this is number two. I'm going to tell you that before Minhaj-ul-Quran, we used to have the Texas Mawlid celebration. And one day we were having the Texas Maulud celebration in one of the greatest center of here in downtown, and one of my brother is sitting here, one of his colleagues, he was Jew. So he came in, and he was just attending the Maulud, and he was very surprised, that how come you came to the Maulud, and what do you know about Maulud? And he said that whatever the wish that you have in your heart, and whatever the prayer that you have in your heart, it is accepted in these mahafils. He said that what kind of trouble you have? He said that one of my grandsons, he has been sick with a very little child, maybe 8 or 10 years old, and he has a fever of unknown origin. He has been in the hospital undiagnosed, and his fever is not settling down. And he said that what you are trying to do. He said that after the end, when there will be a dua, I'll make a dua for him. So he waited for the dua, and he made a dua. He went home, all right. And after 2 days, he met my brother. Brother asked, Brother Bilal asked him, so what happened here to your son? He said on that night, his fever went down, and he was discharged after 24 to 48 hours. So this is the belief of what we say, non-believers, the importance of coming to the mahafils of Maulud al-Nabi, all right? So we have to think about it, and we have to really bless that, as we have been blessed to live in the month of Ramadan, and we are blessed to enter into the month of Rabiul Awwal. The one thing I have to tell you that yesterday I emailed this flyer, which shows that it is a moon sighting thing. By the way, I'm going to tell you that this month of Rabiul Awwal will be for 30 days, inshallah. All right? So it's very important nowadays that we are so precise in calculating the birth of the moon. It's our vision that we are not able to see it. It's not the fault of the moon. It's the fault of our calculation and what we think about it. So I was not about to deliver this message to the people, but once I heard from the that the North American moon sighting organization, what do you call it? Ru'yat-e-Hilal of North America declared that there is no moon sighting. So it really prompted me to send this letter and to give it to the community. If you look into that, it's very, very important that you see it. If you see it, this is very simple figures that you have to really look into it. It's the month of Rabiul Awwal. Happy month of Rabiul Awwal to all of you. This evening in Dallas, Texas, the time of sunset was 6:40 p.m. Means yesterday, the time of sunset was. The time of moonset was 7:26 p.m. Means that the moon stayed above the horizon after the sunset for 46 minutes. Means the 46 minutes, whenever you receive that kind of flyer, 15 minutes are sufficient after the sunset that you can see the moon, as the astrology, they think about it. The moon age after his birth means the moon was 20 hours.